Right now, at this very moment, your leg muscles are fading away. And the truly terrifying truth? Most individuals don't realize what's happening until they've already sacrificed decades of muscular power. You'll first notice when climbing steps feels uncertain, when exiting your vehicle requires extra effort, or when lifting yourself from a seat suddenly demands you push with both hands. But imagine discovering just two movements, two straightforward exercises you can perform right in your living room that halt this deterioration and actually restore what you've lost. No fitness center required, no costly gear needed, simply you, a stable seat, in roughly 10 minutes. These aren't the typical exercises everyone discusses, yet the research supporting them is absolutely compelling. By this video's conclusion, you'll grasp precisely why your lower body has been declining and the exact steps to reverse it immediately. Quick request before we continue. If you haven't joined our community, please subscribe and activate notifications so you won't miss health guidance created especially for viewers like you. And here's something that truly helps me improve. When this content proves useful, comment with the number 7 below. If anything feels incomplete or confusing, drop a 0 and tell me what topics you'd appreciate more. Our first movement activates what medical researchers refer to as your body's secondary circulatory pump. Yes, that's correct. You possess a backup heart system, and the majority of individuals past 60 have never properly engaged it. The second movement develops the precise strength you rely on countless times daily, rising from bed, standing from the restroom, lifting yourself from furniture. These actions appear effortless until suddenly you struggle with them, and then your entire world shifts. Movement 1. Heel elevation exercise. Let's begin with our first technique, the heel elevation drill. Now you're probably thinking, heel raises? Seriously? That sounds almost ridiculously basic. But hear me out, because what occurs when you execute this correctly reaches far beyond simply strengthening your lower leg region. The muscles in your calves, situated behind your lower legs, are frequently described as your secondary cardiac system. This terminology isn't merely clever marketing, it reflects genuine human biology. Each time your calf muscles tighten, they compress the blood vessels running through your lower extremities. This compression forces blood upward, fighting gravity, returning it toward your primary heart. Without powerful, engaged calf muscles, blood begins pooling down in your legs, creating swelling, bulging veins, exhaustion, and in severe situations, life-threatening clots. An intriguing research study in the Journal of Applied Physiology tracked what occurred with older individuals who completed consistent calf training across 12 weeks. The findings were extraordinary. Participants didn't just develop stronger calves, they demonstrated substantial improvements in blood flow throughout their complete lower body region. Blood pressure readings improved. They experienced reduced leg puffiness and tiredness, and unexpectedly, they also displayed enhanced stability in faster walking velocity. Why does this happen? Because powerful calves provide the force to propel yourself off the surface with every stride. That propulsion is what moves you forward smoothly and enables you to recover balance when you begin stumbling. Here's the proper technique for executing a correct heel elevation. Position yourself with feet approximately shoulder distance apart. Rest your palms on a solid chair back or place them against a wall for gentle support. This isn't about single leg balancing yet. It's about precision and correct muscle engagement. Before starting, notice your alignment. Stand upright. Draw your shoulder blades slightly backward. Activate your midsection gently as though preparing for a soft tap on your abdomen. Now gradually lift your heels upward off the floor. You're ascending onto your forefoot area. While lifting, breathe out slowly through your lips. Use about 2 seconds reaching the peak position. At the absolute top, hold still. Maintain this for a complete 2 seconds. You should feel a powerful contraction, a tightening sensation in your calf region.
Don't merely go through motions mechanically, truly experience those muscles activating. Then, and this is critical, descend your heels downward slowly. Use another 2 to 3 seconds for lowering. As you descend, breathe in through your nostrils. This controlled descent is termed the eccentric phase, and ironically, much of the muscle development occurs here. Many individuals rush this portion, but that's an error. The gradual descent matters just as much as the elevation. Begin with 3 rounds of 10 to 12 repetitions. Pause for 30 to 60 seconds between rounds. Perform this 3 sessions weekly. You can complete it while your morning coffee brews or during TV advertisement breaks. As your strength develops over coming weeks, you can elevate the challenge multiple ways. Hold the peak position for 3 or 4 seconds rather than 2. Execute the drill on a single leg at a time, using the chair for stability, or grip light weights in your hands. Even food cans or filled water bottles function perfectly. Common errors to monitor: moving too fast, especially during descent. This diminishes effectiveness and may stress your Achilles tendon. Not elevating sufficiently high. You want maximum height on your forefoot while maintaining control. And leaning too much forward or rearward. Keep your torso vertical and let your calves do all the work. In merely 2 to 3 weeks of steady practice, you'll detect differences. Your legs will feel less weighted by day's end. You'll push off surfaces more forcefully when walking, and you may even notice that any typical puffiness you experience in your feet or ankles begins decreasing. That's your secondary heart awakening. Our second exercise is the seated squat drill. This is where we build serious practical strengths. The variety of strength determines whether you'll maintain independent living for the next 20, 30, or even 40 years. This technique targets your quadriceps, those large muscles along your thighs' fronts, your gluteal muscles, and your core region. These are the identical muscles you activate every single instance you rise or lower yourself. Consider how many times you perform that action daily: getting out of bed, sitting for meals, using bathroom facilities, entering and leaving vehicles. Research shows the average person rises and sits between 40 to 60 instances a day. Now imagine if each one of those movements became challenging. Imagine needing your arms to push yourself upward every single time. That's when independence begins to vanish. But this outcome isn't inevitable. Investigation published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research monitored adults beyond age 65 who executed squat variations twice a week for 16 weeks. The results were transformative. Participants elevated their leg strength by an average of 32%. Their walking velocity improved, their stability scores climbed dramatically, and perhaps most significantly, their self-confidence improved. They described feeling more steady, more capable, and more eager to engage in social gatherings because they weren't worrying about physical limitations. Here's the proper method for executing a seated squat correctly. Choose a sturdy seat, one without wheels that won't slide. The elevation matters. Optimally, when sitting in the seat, your knees should form roughly 90-degree angles. If the seat sits too low, the drill becomes too difficult initially. If too high, you won't get enough benefit. Position yourself directly behind the seat, facing away. Your feet should sit about shoulder distance apart, toes angled slightly outward, roughly 10 to 15 degrees. Before moving, establish your alignment. Chest elevated, shoulder blades back, core gently activated. Maintain your gaze forward, not down at the seat. Now, initiate the motion by pressing your hips rearward as if you're reaching for the seat behind you. As your hips shift back, your knees will naturally flex. Maintain your knees tracking the same direction as your toes. Don't allow them to collapse inward. Your body weight should remain balanced through your heels and midfoot area, not forward on your toes. While lowering yourself, inhale deeply through your nostrils. Lower yourself gradually and with precision until you gently contact the seat. And I emphasize gently. This isn't about dropping down. You're just making contact. The instant you feel the seat, pause briefly for just 1 second. Then, exhale through your lips and rise back upward. push through your heels, tighten your glutes at the peak. The whole movement, from standing to contacting the seat and returning to standing, should require about 4 to 6 seconds. Begin with 3 rounds of 8 to 10 repetitions. As you develop strength over coming weeks, you can elevate the challenge multiple ways. Lower yourself more gradually using 5 or 6 seconds on descent. Pause for 2 or 3 seconds when contacting the seat before rising back up. Or progressively utilize a lower seat which extends the range of motion and difficulty. Eventually, you might not need actually sitting down at all. You'll descend until your thighs become parallel to the surface, then rise back upward. That's the ultimate goal, but there's no hurry. Advance at your personal pace. Common errors to avoid: allowing your knees to shoot forward past your toes. This puts excessive strain on your knee joints. The motion should be dominated by your
hips shifting rearward, not your knees advancing forward. Rounding your spine. Maintain your backbone neutral and your chest lifted throughout the complete movement. And rushing through repetitions. Remember, this concerns control and muscle activation, not velocity. What you'll observe within 3 to 4 weeks is remarkable. Rising from seats becomes effortless. Exiting your vehicle feels smoother. Climbing steps demands less effort. You're not just constructing muscle, you're building functional, real-world strength that translates directly into daily independence. So, here's your action blueprint. 3 sessions weekly. Dedicate just 10 minutes. Start with 3 rounds of heel elevations, 10 to 12 reps each. Rest for approximately 1 minute. Then transition into 3 rounds of seated squats, 8 to 10 reps each. That's everything. 20 minutes total weekly to safeguard your independence, strengthen your legs, and activate your body's secondary heart system. The decline in leg strength isn't destiny, it's a decision. And now you understand exactly what actions to take about it. Will it feel easy every single day? Absolutely not. Some days you'll feel powerful. Other days you might only complete 1 or 2 rounds, and that's completely acceptable. What matters is consistency across time. In 3 months, you'll look back and feel amazed at how much more powerful you've become. If you discovered this valuable, please comment with the number 7 below. Share this video with someone who needs this information. And remember hitting that like button for healthy tips and tricks.